Okay, I've clicked the button and it says that I am currently live. It says that I'm live now, so let's see if I see the video start up over here. Yes, I do. I do see it. Okay, which means that you all should hopefully be seeing it now as well. So, who all's out there? Anyone hear me? Everything all good? All my settings right? Let me check. It says that my mic audio is getting picked up, and yeah, okay. I'm live and you can hear me. Perfect. I always get so paranoid that I'm just like sitting here talking to myself or something. Yeah, so yeah, I'm a little early, but I was here, everything was all set up, so I figured I'll go ahead and get it started, and we can dive on in like within 5 minutes or so. Just at least this way we're not all just sitting here waiting, staring at my screen with nothing better to do with my life, you know, for 5 minutes. Make sure that I've got everything I need all ready to go. I believe I do. Maybe I've forgotten something, but I mean, the game's up and running. That's what's most important, I guess. So yeah, today we're going to be building out more of the traffic. Oh, actually, I know what I forgot. I know what I've forgotten. How am I gonna do this? Yeah, give me a second, guys. I know what I have forgotten. Also, I need a new song. Yeah, C-Deck's a good one. Let's see, where is it? That folder, do I have it in? Here, right? Yes, here it is. I need to actually go and open Virtual Sailor. I'm going to need Virtual Sailor today. Get this open so I don't have to listen to that menu music for too long. I don't know how audible.
Simulation is frozen.
Yeah, I don't know how audible or inaudible the music is to you all right now. Okay, good. Virtual Sailor's up. Nice. Yes, that is going to be very important today, Virtual Sailor. Making sure that I have sent out the word that this has begun to all. Oh, yeah, here we go. I do need to paste it here in the Discord real quick as well. Remember, you're a demon. Michael Taylor, the demon, yes. I'm quite aware. I do remember that incident. Music was very loud. Yes, the Virtual Sailor music, the menu music is extremely loud. I might lower the volume a little more, in fact, just... I might even just stop the music for now. I've listened to it for like 15 minutes by now. I don't need to hear it that much more. Yeah, so we're getting closer to the time where I wanted to actually go ahead and get started. So I'll give the brief Goose event on traffic if you want. Play your own characters, say. I'll give a brief overview real quick for people who maybe missed the first stream or have forgotten or whatever. So this is the traffic. This is the Cherbourg tender which carried third-class passengers to the Titanic. And we are building it in Titanic Voyage. And we started in a previous stream, we started the work on this process of constructing the traffic in the game. And we had only built one room, I think, on the traffic, which was this area right here, this upper deck portion, right near the steering wheel for the ship, up here. So we still have, obviously, a whole lot to go. This middle deck and that lower deck, as well as several interior rooms as well that I would like to get added. I think there might be better interior rooms, like renders of these rooms, I mean, online somewhere. For now, though, I'm just going to be sourcing all my images through Virtual Sailor because it's easy and I can do that. All of this stuff, of course, is subject to be improved upon over time. None of it is final. Just keep that in mind. However, since that last stream, I did go in and do a little more work on traffic just to get things cleaned up and cut out some of the more tedious and boring bits. Yeah, Menu's just asking what you do with a drunken sailor. You mute the volume, I think, is my answer to that particular mix of it, at least. Okay, so that's the rundown of the traffic. So in game, what all have we done? Okay, so here in the game itself, if I jump forward a bit to the time the traffic's boarding, you'll see that I've added, it now senses, hey, you're able to board the traffic. And we have in the third class messages now, the event messages for third class. So they have their own messages here in Cherbourg. This is one of them. It's saying that the final boarding call is in just a minute. So if I'm, less than a minute now, if I'm not on board by then, the White Star Line staff will force me on board. So I can enter the traffic by clicking that. That takes us to the starboard promenade, which is one of the new rooms I made, just on my own time. And while we're here, before the point where the traffic is leaving, we can also go back to Cherbourg, which is a feature that maybe people aren't too aware of. Once you board the tender, you can actually leave it until you're required to be on it. And then I think also I have the countdown functional, so when we hit 1808, it should force me onto the traffic. So we can just watch and see if that happens. But all of this functionality is stuff that I built into place on my own time. Sorry if you wanted to see like every step of the way, but I just feel like watching me sit there, write code, try and solve problems, etc. is not really that entertaining. But yeah, here we are. So we're on the traffic now. And now we can't go back either because the final boarding call has gone out. So all of this transfer logic is in place now. I built this one room here on the upper deck. Nothing on the bridge deck is built yet. And the flying bridge, we just have the forward room that I just showed off in game, right here. And we have the aft room as well. So that's where we are so far. Right, so what's left to do? I think the flying bridge is basically done. Oh, actually, there's one other thing that I did as well. If we jump ahead, actually, I don't have this. I don't have the traffic arrival time locked in yet. Okay. I knew I had forgotten some kind of prep work somewhere. I knew that I'd forgotten. Okay, it's very easy to add that. I just have to add a little bit of code, so give me 1 second. If I do a new button right here, let's do Let's do it here. Traffic arrival, and then I need to quickly look at this file just to remember what time that's supposed to happen at. See, this is why I did some work on my own, because watching me do this isn't the most entertaining thing in the world. I mean, maybe it's interesting, but I don't know. I figure that this is all stuff that is better done kind of off camera. Time traffic 2, and then let's add it in here, 39900. Okay, stick it in right here. 39900 time traffic. Traffic 2. Okay. There. We should be good now. So if I come back to here now and refresh, traffic arrival. There we go. That should jump me up to when traffic is actually at Titanic. Yep. Cut off that event music. I forgot that was there. So now you can see also we have the unique image here for after we've arrived at Titanic, where we can then board the ship. I'm not going to do that right now because that would actually pull me on board Titanic, and that would be annoying since we're going to be doing most of our work on the traffic right now. But we'll go through here once before everything's all done. So that's where we're at right now. We've got all of that functionality in place. So the big thing left to work on is getting all of these extra rooms in place. That's the first step. So we're going to be doing a lot of that, and I'm sure it's going to get very tedious and very boring, but hopefully some of you at least find some of this to be interesting. And it will be more interesting for me with people observing or whatever, I don't know. So let's just dive straight in, I guess. So what room should we work on first? I'm going to say let's work on the upper deck. I'd like to get the upper deck complete. And I see 2, 3, 4, 5 more rooms we need to do here. Let's go and do them one by one. Here I have it mistakenly called lower deck as well. I'll have to fix that later, but this is an internal tool, so it's not like that affects anything really. The first room that I want to build is the forecastle, or forecastle, however you pronounce it. I don't know what the proper terminology is. I'm actually pretty bad at the nautical terminology. But I think I've showed this process off before, where we draw out the map points like so, and then we've got them here and can take those and use them when creating the room to this isn't, yeah, I'm just gonna keep it, or actually wait, 900, 930, what if 900, 900. No, yeah, that's actually pretty symmetrical. Okay, lucky me. I'm usually bad at drawing these just visually, and I need to correct things with the coordinates, but no, this one seems pretty good to me. So we're making the forecastle right now. Someone messaged me on Facebook. Yes, I will give that a look after the stream. Yes, I think this is everything we need. So, whoops, I forgot to change that. This should be Something like that, I think. Yes, okay. There we go. So I've made the forecastle now, and the next step is drawing out the giving it the room images. Oops, 0, 0 is what I meant. For that, we have to come here to Virtual Sailor and get the room images. So the settings I use, high clouds 1, low clouds 2. For the traffic, it's all going to be evening time that we get our pictures from. And I need to re-enable one of the graphical settings real quick. I think, yeah, atmospheric glow. That setting, as you can see, just adds like extra light from the sun, makes it look prettier, in my opinion. Now, the one thing about that setting, just like virtual sailor talk here, but you can still see it even through walls. So whenever I'm in an area where the sun would be obscured like this, I turn that setting off to make it darker. I should only have that setting enabled when you have like direct line of the sun. And there are some exceptions to that. Sometimes I might leave it in for certain angles if I think it makes the image look prettier, even if technically you wouldn't get a glow. But no one really notices stuff like that. There's a giant bit of deck machinery kind of in the way. How are we going to get images of here? Virtual Sailor has aged well. Yeah, it's surprisingly effective even still for getting images. Ooh, I kind of like this angle right here. Maybe if I'm in a little more. Yeah, like right there. That looks good. I like that a lot. So a lot of the process of my gathering room images like this is very what's the word I'm looking for? It's just I'll fly around and look at something from a whole lot of angles until I see one where I'm just like, oh yeah, that's it. And I'll usually look around multiple angles to see if I can find, how about this side? More than just one angle to take an image of for an area. This is kind of a hard area because this one's very small. We got one already looking into the sunlight. I usually like to try and take them on semi-opposing sides, maybe from like the front looking back in. I don't think that looks very appealing. How about like over here? That one just really shows off the deck machinery. I don't know if I like that a lot. And like if I do just this, that's basically the inverse of what I just took. I don't see a reason. Looking directly inward from the curved wall, so like from this wall looking forward, like that, kind of. That's actually kind of cool, if this is what you're talking about. Let me know if I'm misunderstanding you. I think I liked this one here. Kind of like that. Yeah, okay. I like this angle. I wonder if I should disable the atmospheric glow. I think I like this one better with the glow disabled. So I'm going to take it. That was a good call out. Yeah, I guess while you're all here, you get to help me influence some of the angles for images that will take and get used in the game. So that's kind of cool. I didn't even think of that. Re-toggle on the glow. Okay, So now that we've taken those two, I'm just gonna keep it at 2. For most of the outer deck areas, I only get like 2, maybe 3 at the absolute most images. No real reason for that, just how it goes. So one other thing I need to do next is open up paint.net here and take the images that I just snapped and shrink them, because we use a very specific image size for our room images, and if they're any larger than that, it really just wastes resources. There's no reason to have them larger, because people have to download these images, and each download does incur a small fee on the services we use. And it's why waste money, because they're going to be shrunk in-game down to match that room image size no matter what, so just saves on data and costs, because it would be a lot more data for people to download larger images as well. It's just a convenience thing all around. Oh, I'm doing this on the other screen. Whoops. Here, let me pull this back, sorry. I'm used to doing it all on my left screen, which isn't good because that hides the chat. Okay, so pop this image down, change its size as well. It's 4:3. Oh, I'm doubting myself. That is the right image size, isn't it? Oh, now I gotta go double check. I'm pretty sure that's the size, but let me just make 100% sure. Room, so if I pull this in, look at it, 437. I'm off by tiniest bit. 7 437. That's it. And I'm gonna save it as Foxhole 2. So now that those images are saved, we can come back here and find, I gotta refresh it, find that newly created room, which is right here, and we can add the images in. So traffic / 1 traffic and Forecastle 2. And then we can come back here and refresh, and if all has gone well, we should have our new room right there. And we've got our images. Perfect. I do really like this one. That was a good call out on this angle. Excellent. Okay, nice. I should try writing. Yeah, I should. I really should write notes about these things and have them on hand. That would require me to actually be prepared for a stream, though. And when have I ever been fully prepared for a stream? So next up, let's work aft. How about, so let's do the port promenade next. So this one is going to come from here all the way down to here. I'm so bad at doing this. Okay. And then this midsection here, it's going to go up and around like so. There we go. And then I'm 100% sure there's some coordinates in here that I have to correct. That needs to be fixed. This needs to be fixed. This needs to be fixed. That needs to be fixed. Oh my god, I think it was off like every single click. Except the last one somehow. Okay, there we go. Actually, No. That's the wrong one. This is the one I should change right here. Wrong direction. I'm very picky about these. They annoy me if they're the slightest bit off. Probably don't annoy anyone else, but they annoy me. So take a little bit of extra time up front to try and correct them. This one is going to be the port promenade. And of course we need images for it, so let's go get those next. Let's see. Catching up on chat a bit. You've been writing down notes for one of your own projects. Yeah, I should do that. It would help me a lot. I've got these little note cards sitting here on my desk with a pen, and I've never written anything in them, and I really should. I should start doing that. It would save me a lot of time. So for this side, we've got this long stretch of promenade here. I guess first, let's look at the images we took on the here in the starboard promenade. So the starboard promenade, I got this one facing forward, and then another one facing forward from further down. So I'm thinking for this side, I would like one looking aft at least, but then I really think one with the sunset in it would be nice. One of your friends is joining next year for the sole purpose of going on the traffic. Oh, wow. I'm glad that people are excited about this feature then. Yeah, I'm excited. It's been a big gap that has bothered me for quite some time. The fact that third class really can't play Cherbourg. So I'm very glad that we are finally letting people play third class Cherbourg. Reminds you Carpathia Promenade images? Yep, me too. Oh yeah, how do we line this up? If we frame it such that the sunset is just on that side of the screen. Kind of like that. Maybe if I'm this way a tiny bit more. Yeah, I like that. I like that right there. Too bad you're boarding from Southampton next year. Yeah, for me, I've got 3 characters, I think, boarding from Southampton, and 1 character boarding from Cherbourg. I have no one. The Cherbourg person is a second class character, so I have nobody who will sail on the traffic, which kind of has me sad. It's going to be the first time we add something new in, and I don't make a character to experience it. I'll definitely have to sail on the traffic in 2023. Make a character, third class Cherbourg character. Promenade 1. Make this one port Promenade 2. You boarded Nomadic in second class this year? I love the Nomadic, yeah, I like the whole of the Cherbourg sequence is probably my favorite boarding location of all of them. You're gonna laugh if people mistake your secret character for me. Is it like Tom Linsky or hang on, let's roll the clock back since we're getting close to Titanic, just so it doesn't forcibly kick me off the ship. Port Promenade, whoops. Traffic /port 1. should be doing the stern next, which should be a fun room to create. Or fun to get images for, I think. What I'm trying to say. Your whole cabin boarded Cherbourg and you all died. Nice. Both those look good. You're not Linsky, but you think I might have heard of him. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, secret. You can't let that one spill so easily. I will know one day. It'll come out one day. What are my expectations for activity level in 3rd class? So I think I can answer this in several ways. The first way I'll answer is the diplomatic way, I guess, or is diplomatic even the right word? I don't know, but I think 2021 with 3rd class, a lot of people were trying it for the first time. A lot of people didn't really know what kind of stories to tell in 3rd class. It was their first real experience with it. From what I've seen, the following year, after people have gotten a taste for an environment like that, one of the new classes, or at least new in terms of a lot of people tried it for the first time, they'll get the ideas during that year, like, oh, for next year I should really do this. And then the next following year is the one where those features really come to life. So I'm expecting Queenstown will be a lot more vibrant this year than it was 2021, or sorry, in 2022 rather than it was in 2021. That's my expectation. But the maybe more realistic the more realistic explanation is that I think in terms of activity levels, 1st class is always going to be the most active, and I don't think that's ever going to change. People just are drawn to 1st class. It's the most famous, the most popular. That's never going to change. But 2nd class has become a lot more active throughout the years, and it's my personal favorite class. It's a smaller scale than 1st class for sure, but it's still enough people where you can really play out unique storylines and meet a lot of people and have fun. And then 3rd class is kind of somewhere in between. It depends on the year. It's either really active or really slow, and it's always hard to gauge what it will be. But my expectation and hope is that given that a lot of people tried 3rd class for the first time in 2021, we'll have a lot of those people with more solid character ideas giving it another try in 2022. That's just my guess, of course. And then crew is the least played of all the classes always, even though it's, in my opinion, the most entertaining. Oh, you only found out what Titanic Voyage was a week before starting. 2021 had a lot of bugs. Yeah. There were several things that went wrong with 2021, but the lifeboat system worked perfectly. It didn't break. I was most worried that the lifeboat system would break, and everything except for it ended up breaking instead. So it's funny how that works out sometimes. Let's go get images of the stern. The money glitch. The money glitch had me laughing. People had so much money. I might need some help. Like, I kind of like this angle. I'm gonna take this picture just in case I can't think of a better angle, but I'm not 100% sold on this angle yet. Let's zoom out and get a look at the whole space and think about where would be good to get pictures of this area from. Someone gave you 10k, so you gave 5k each to random people. Oh, they had the syncing chat thing going down. That was the worst. That was the absolute worst. Oh my god, that made me so angry. We need one looking forward for sure. The question is, how should it be framed? I think it should be near the very back. Maybe like that. I kind of like this, honestly. You like second class, the simplicity and vibe in general. Yeah, it's my favorite class. I have so much fun there. And the thing I really like about it is that if it ever is very slow, in second class you can find so many excuses to go up to first class or even down to third class. So if it's ever slow and kind of dull, you can just sort of wander off into one of the other classes for a little bit and meet people there. And it's always my favorite thing to do is like go meet people in first or even steerage and then take them back to second class to bring more people to second class. Oh, I should save the image first. And one. Like I say, I kind of like the vibe of this so far, just doing the work in the background while we're talking about things. It's fun. More fun than the usual process of just doing this while listening to music or watching YouTube videos or something like that. Okay, so now let's go add them in. And see how they look. Oh, did I? I'm so bad at the image author. I need to... In fact, yeah, I messed this one up. Let me go fix that while I'm thinking about it. Fill with existing images, Alex Bow. There we go. Okay. Only time it was active was during the wedding. Yeah, second class has become a lot more active in the past 2 years, I would say. It used to be pretty slow there, but the last 2 years it's been much better. And I'm always down there. I always have a second class character, so if you want to try and interact with one of my characters, that's your best bet, I guess. Look for me in the library. It's my favorite room. I like both of these. These look good. I'm still not 100% on this image, but it's good enough for now, I guess. I really do like this one, though. The more I've looked at this one, the more it's grown on me. I don't know what I would replace this angle with, though. I fixed the credit on the bow staircase. I don't think so. Probably not yet, would be my answer. As I said, I'm very bad at giving proper credit. Is that the one from Roblox that you're talking about? I forget. The bow staircase. Also, we're at an interesting point now because the next rooms are these interior rooms. For these, before I even do anything, I need to turn off that atmospheric glow because there should not be a glow, but we do have like this option, which I'm probably going to leave enabled for interior rooms. It makes it just a little brighter and makes it look like the lights are actually on. Yes, that one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't think I've fixed that yet. I still need to do that. The spiral staircase. Yeah, I definitely need to do that still. I know for a fact now I did not do that. Why am I trying to get the images first? Let me make the room first before grabbing the images. So this one is this aft room here. It's just nice and easy. It's just a big square. I don't need to worry about corners or anything like that. And then just make sure the numbers match up. Yep, we're good. And then, very important for me, because I forget this all the time, is I need to remember to flag it as an interior room. Right here. Is interior set to 1, because that drives the sound effects you hear in the room, and you'll hear like outer sea sound effects if I don't do that, which would be bad. We do not need that. What should this room be called? So if we use nomadic as an example, these are called the waiting rooms, I think. Let's go to nomadic for a minute. Being themed after nomadic, it should be somewhat similar to nomadic. So these are called waiting rooms, and then we have lower waiting rooms. And it's like forward, midship, probably aft, I would guess. So I'm thinking what we can do for the traffic. Let's jump back to there. Is we can name it like aft waiting room. Let's call it. We also need to say that this room has food because we're going to give it some food. Oh, food and no. Actually, yes, we do want games as well. Yeah, the waiting room, I'm pretty sure that name is actually used in the nomadic terminology somewhere. I may be wrong on that. I don't think that we had just randomly come up with that name. I'm pretty sure that was like the somewhat official name of that space. Oh, wait. I need this ID here to add games to the room. There we go. And now we get to add, well, before we add food, let's get the images for this room. This food can be a somewhat time-consuming process, so aft waiting room. Let's grab the images. I kind of liked this angle here. I'm going to go with this as my first one. Oh yeah. Those. Where did I put those? Oh no. So like this image here, for example, definitely has stuff written in, but I can't make it out. Let's try and look at some of the other images. here, have a look at this. Right down here, third class passengers waiting room. Right there. So it's definitely an official terminology for it. So yes, that was an educated. Oh, they're meant to be private? Oh, sorry. I'll stop showing them. I didn't know that. Forget that you ever saw them. Forget that you ever saw them, guys. But yeah, they looked, that at least looks like the official name. Yeah, I'll definitely avoid showing any more of them off. I hadn't shared them with anyone yet. So now that I know that, I'll definitely keep them to me. Seven by 467. There's the first room. I'll check after the stream. I might be able to like edit that portion out or something. I'm not sure how YouTube works, but aft waiting. Aft. Yeah, actually, aft waiting 1. And whoops. Wait, is this? Yeah, okay, that's correct. 7 by 437. Save you as aft waiting 2. There we go. Okay. So there's those 2 rooms. Traffic, aft, waiting 1. And aft waiting 2.jpg. Let's go check it out. Also, I need to rewind the clock again. You know, if I actually go back to Cherbourg evening, that should give us more time, I think, because yeah, that gives us a whole hour before we even leave to Titanic, so I'll have to stop rewinding as much, which will be nice. Aft waiting. I'm wondering if we should label like the forecastle stern as cruise zones. Did we do that for nomadic? I forget. Let me look. No, we didn't. Okay, I'll keep them. I will keep them as third class then. Everything, it looks a little like with every map point being third class like this, it just looks a bit samey, but it's a third class vessel, so I guess it makes sense. Nothing I can really do for that. Let's go check that room out. Okay, both images. Hang on. Did I? No? Okay, that's correct. Okay, yeah, we're good. So there's these images, and I think, again, there might be better interiors somewhere online that I will search for later. For now, we're just getting images in place for everything. So food is next. For that, we've got this nice little tool here. I named that aft waiting room. Let's find it. Aft waiting it is. So now we get to decide what food they should have access to. And I think it's typically been very light like snacks almost, and tea and just other beverages like that, of course. So let's go with bouillon, cereal. I don't know if we'll have even like any entrees accessible. Probably not. None of them seem... I mean, maybe like chicken noodle soup, I guess. Nothing that takes a lot of preparation. Sandwiches we can have. Toast we can do. I'm not sure in actuality if they had any like cooking facility on the Traffic or the Nomadic. It might have just been they only had very light refreshments available. So maybe even having like soup doesn't make any sense, but I just put it there because it's a way for people to help manage their warmth in game and to get a little bit of a meal if they're really, really hungry. And then we'll do a few types of like cakes. Tea sandwich, yeah, the tea sandwich sounds good. Like a butter cake. I think the 4/4 cake is one of the ones we use in a lot of third class areas. Pound cake. It's pound cake. Yeah, that's, I think, yeah, it should be pound cake. That's what I was thinking of. Maybe a few types of muffin. Chocolate chip muffin, there we go, and a chocolate muffin. I do a lot of the muffins for third class zones. Again, I don't know how historically accurate that is. It seems like a good fit for a cheaper kind of snack type item. We'll do graham crackers, some Irish soda bread. Maybe scones, I guess. Some sugar cookies. Where's the chocolate chip cookie? Ah, right there. And the macadamia. Might as well do a cherry muffin too. We'll go all in on the muffins. Yeah, my process for this is I typically will just scroll through the list like I'm doing here and check off some semi-random stuff and then go back into the game and look at it and think later like, oh, that doesn't make much sense, and remove stuff or add other new things. So here I'll do all the sodas. I'm sure they could have had soda on stock. Water, of course. And then a few of the third class teas. Classic Earl Grey. We can do some of the new iced tea as well. Not all of it, maybe just one of the iced teas. Leon's tea. Just a tea with a lemon. And Thompson's, another third class one I use a lot. And then Cabinet Blend, Cappuccino, Chase and Sanborn, Espresso, Sandringham, I think. None of the very fancy types of coffee is what I'm trying to pick, basically. And then all the juices. Chocolate. Actually, for third, I have hot chocolate with marshmallows that I use a lot. And hot chocolate in place of like a cocoa, which is in my eyes a more privileged version of hot chocolate. It's like more rich and it's got cream and everything on it, so it's more upper class in terms of how I assign foods to rooms, at least. And then, yes, of course, some beer. And maybe a few of these. That whiskey tea is a good one. A little bit of like the wines. Red wine, port and sherry. Brandy flask for sure. And then all of these cheap drinks. Nothing to smoke. Let's try this. Let's see how this goes. That's something I need to run through Google Translate. Hang on. I can enter the STP server. Okay, sorry. I'd gotten a few messages and I was trying to catch up on them. Let's see how this looks. So now we've got some chicken noodle soup, some soups, sandwiches, and other light refreshments here. Bread and butter, croissants, pickles, a bunch of fruit, a few types of cakes, nothing too major, and a whole lot of like muffins and cookies and a bit of bread and stuff like that. I think that's a pretty decent selection. Good bit of sodas. We got our teas, including our new iced tea. We've got juices, and then we've got hot chocolate and hot chocolate marshmallows and some alcohol. I'm fairly happy with that. Have we been going for an hour already? We've only gotten like one deck done. I mean, I guess there's only one more deck to do. Looks like an accurate selection. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I am happy with it. Now we gotta make this room, and we're going to duplicate the food items available here in there. Because there's no reason to have these rooms with different selections of food that would be on offer throughout the whole ferry, I'm sure. Tender. What am I doing? Losing track of my train of thought is what I'm doing. Yeah, make this room, as I just said. Here we go. Let's do it. And this one is a little more semi-oddly shaped. It's just got this one little bit here at the end where the room comes a bit larger. That's all really, though. There we go. How did I do? Missed that one. Missed that one. Missed that one. I got progressively more sloppy as I went. Okay. So this one is going to be, instead of aft, it's going to be the forward waiting room. And this one should be fun to get images for. Before I think of that though, I need to quickly... What is this? That's something that shouldn't be here. I can fix it like that though. Okay. So this one should be fun to get images for because it's a larger room. Whoops, wrong direction. So we've got this staircase in the middle blocking some of the view. We've got this little section down here with a few tables and chairs, which I'd probably get an image of that on its own. We've got this section here in the middle where we've got the staircase and some more tables around chairs down here. So how are we going to get images of all of this? That's the question. What should we do in here? Okay, let's start down here. I think this will be the easiest place to start. Actually, I kind of like this view where you got a little bit of the plant over here. Maybe, no, it was better when we were in, I think. I wish you could move in smaller increments. Maybe kind of like this. So there's image one. Now it's this part where I'm not so sure how I want to take pictures of it. I know I want one back in here somehow. What's it look like from the corner? Oh, what's the sign on the wall say? Passengers are requested not to smoke in this room until after luncheon. I wonder if that actually was there. It's not like they would serve lunch on this tender. I guess if you were traveling to Titanic in the morning, though. However, that does... Is that... That is in here as well. I'm curious now, if we go to the upper level, that's also here. So one of the things about Nomadic that was interesting, if I jump back to Nomadic real quick, here, if we go back to Nomadic, so on the Nomadic, the upper waiting rooms are non-smoking zones. So there's nothing, no cigarettes in here, but the lower waiting rooms were smoking zones. So in here, there are cigarettes that you can use and stuff. So I'm wondering if we should mimic that for traffic as well, now that I'm thinking about it. So for the traffic, we've got this upper waiting room here, and then these lower ones. And I'm wondering if at least one of these lower ones maybe we should have be smoke friendly. I would guess it would probably be the aft one, because the aft one only goes down into here, where I'm not going to be taking images. This room is not included. because by then it would honestly be a bit redundant, and I didn't feel like making a plan for a whole nother deck. But this aft room here could maybe become a smoking friendly room. So we can modify it for that when we're done with this forward room. The second time something you've called out has helped me. It was something I would have otherwise overlooked. I have no idea how to get an image of this zone. Maybe kind of like that. I don't know. I'm really not thrilled with that angle. I'm pretty sure, at least in the case of like Nomadic, it was a situation where those rooms themselves had been designated as the smoking rooms and the other ones were designated as non-smoking. I forget where that info comes from, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it would also be similar on Traffic, where certain rooms were designated rooms for smoking. I like this angle. This is what we're doing. Certain rooms would have been dedicated smoking rooms, and other ones would have been dedicated non-smoking. I feel like that sign being in every room is probably an error. Because back then you wouldn't want to have edge of the corner bench near the door, like back here. Looking this way. That's kind of cool, if that's what you mean. Or do you mean like really, truly near the door? That one's neat because you get to see like the full breadth of the room. I kind of like this. Something like this is pretty cool. I mean, I'm gonna grab this one, even if that's not exactly what you meant, because I kind of like it. Closest to the door. So you meant more inward like this. I do like this angle. I'm just trying to figure out how I best want to frame it. I kind of like it. What do you think about this right here? Where we're lined up looking down the whole thing. Yeah, I like this. That's definitely a keeper. Good call out on that one as well. So let me see. I've got 4 images for these zones. Or for this room in particular so far. I think I might be happy with just 4 for here. We can always come back and get more. I don't want to put too much effort in, because again, if I do find better images, it might replace a lot of these. But I don't know, I'm kind of liking what we're getting so far. I like being able to control the camera and get our own angles, even if it's not the highest quality images sometimes. These aren't that bad so far, I have to say. I also like how in these, since it's Virtual Sailor, we can see out the windows, so we still see, get a sense that it's sunset outside and makes it feel more grounded in the world. These are growing on me. So there's image 1. Nab up image 2. Here. So I think I saw someone asking if they can join like the Discord server. The link to join it should be on the homepage. Let me go there real fast. mechanicvoyage.com. If you go to the homepage, it should be right here. There's a button that will take you to the Discord server. So if you want to join it, that's how you do it. That'll pull you there. So I did save all 4. Yeah, okay. We saved all 4, so let's go add the images. Forward waiting room right there. Image 1, image 2, image 3, image 4. Yeah, 301 days. Still so far away. Yet that time will fly by faster than you know. I forgot to, or I did this wrong. Yeah, I didn't add the games correctly. Whoops. That's why, okay. That's why it was 2391, and then I need to add 2392. There we go. Now we should be good. Yes. Oh, these look great. I really like these. Okay, awesome. So, we're going to really quick copy the foods from the aft waiting room and stick them in forward waiting room, and then we're going to go back to the aft waiting room and add in a bit of cigarettes and stuff to there, since we'll designate that as our smoking one. So for third class, I'm not really a smoker. By that I mean I've never smoked in my life, so I don't know offhand what all the cheaper ones are, but I think that I've picked them, or at least enough of them. So let's go see. Back to aft waiting. Tobacco. Yes, all of these are reasonably priced, so that's perfect. Okay, and then if we go to forward waiting, it should not have any cigarettes. Yep. That means we're done with the upper deck. And I've just realized that I've messed up. Let's go fix really quick what we need to do. Here, yeah, we need to fix it here. We have to rename these rooms with lower in front, because on the next deck above, we're going to have an upper waiting room, which we will designate as such. So these are the lower ones. I'm also thinking maybe I should just rename upper deck to lower deck, because it doesn't make much sense having the lowest deck be called upper deck when there's nothing else on offer, but I don't know. I think upper would have been the correct terminology, so I'll do more research. I'll maybe look at those plans that I can't show off, that I didn't know I couldn't show off. I'm still sorry about that. I'll try and see if I can edit that part out or something when the stream's done. I didn't know they were private. But I'll use them to try and source some of that information and get things as accurate as I can. Okay, let's start looking at this deck. So for this deck, we've got this very large open forward section here. We've got a smaller covered section here. And there's some detail missing from here. Like all the stuff in the middle is missing on the hand-drawn plan that I made because I'm really bad at this. We've got this promenade here, and of course there's one on the opposite side as well. So we'll have both of those. We've got this area back here. And then we've got the interiors. This whole section here with this bar, fancy little bar here. And forward of that is this part of the room as well. I think we're going to count all this as one room. I don't think we're going to break it up into two. Oh, and those doors go right on to the, okay, that's cool. That's how you get out on deck. That's neat. So where do we want to start here? I'm going to say forward. Let's start up here with this section. I guess the first question is, should we even differentiate between up here and this little bit right here? Or should we just make this all one room? That's a good question. Get our glow back for some of these images though. Kind of like this angle right here, looking forward. Okay, I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna get an image of this first before I accidentally move away. I think what we're going to do here is make this all one room. I don't see much reason to break it up into two, personally. So that would mean that it's going to start. Where should we start? Hello. Nice to see you. We're doing work on the traffic. Having some fun. I hate these curved zones so much, mapping them out. If you mess up one of the points, it can be really hard to get it looking good. I think I'm doing pretty okay so far. There. How's that? Did I do it? I do need to just change this. otherwise I think it's pretty good. So this room is going to be... what should we even call this room? Forward Bridge Promenade? No, I'll go with that for now. If anyone has a better idea for what to name this room. I'm not 100% sold on this name, but it's just the best I can come up with on the spot. No food and no games. Yeah. Let's go with that for now. Ah, we didn't do any of the images yet. Yeah, let's get the images. Ooh, that's an interesting angle like this. Forward Bridge Promenade works, yeah? It works. I can't think of anything better for it. Same name, but replace Promenade with deck. Forward Bridge deck. I think I like that. Let's try that. Forward Bridge deck. Yeah, I think I like that one better. Let's get one kind of looking like this, because I always like getting images where you can see one of the masts in them. I don't know why, I always do. And then we definitely need one of this covered section back here. Ooh, wait, that's kind of cool with the sun peeking around this thing like that. Yeah, I like that right there. Okay, that's 3 images for this room. I'm pretty happy with that number, so let's go ahead and get them set up. One. Oops, I didn't paste it. Forward Bridge 3. Then we'll go and add them in. Forward Bridge deck. Nice, very nice. And it's possible for some of these outer deck areas, I'll come back later and add like cigarettes or whatever on them. I just don't feel like doing that up front right now. My goal for today is to have all of the rooms added. And maybe, I don't think I'll be able to put them all in place, but at least grab all the images for the approach to the Titanic, which should be fun. So we've just got 1, 2, 3, 4 more rooms to go, and then we can start getting the images for the approach to Titanic. So let's real quickly get that done. I'm starting to feel the monotony of this already a little bit. You can only do so much at a time. I've already been going for over an hour. So it's going to be the starboard bridge promenade. Let's just keep it all deck. Forward, port, starboard, aft. All of them bridge deck. Let's do the port bridge deck next. One, two, right there. Oh, I've messed these lines up. Let's fix them. 580, 223, 418. There we go. Much cleaner. The port bridge deck. Whoops, I increased the value too much. There we go. Port bridge deck, okay. Images for it. Let's go. Well, this is a very narrow... Look how narrow that is. You'd be like sitting down and people would be brushing up against you as they're walking by. That would be uncomfortable. I think on this side, let's get it looking forward. So we'll go back a bit more even. Kind of like that. Yeah, let's do that so you can see a lot of the ocean as well. Port bridge. .jpg. Port bridge, there we go. It's not food manager, room manager is what I need. Port bridge deck, there we go. Traffic slash port underscore bridge1.jpg. That's what I named it, I think, right? Oh man, I don't know. I already feel my capacity for doing this slipping. It gets monotonous after a while, doing nothing but adding rooms like this. Power through, power through. Let's just go. Let's do the starboard side next. The real fun will be getting images for the approach to Titanic. That's always my favorite part of these tenders. go. Oh, it didn't copy any of the values. What did copy? Starboard bridge deck. Let's go and grab the image of it. For this one, I wanted to look aft since the other one looked forward. It's not the most interesting angle in the world, but it'll do. Not every image has to be a perfect, photogenic, beautiful thing. It can just be an image of a bit of the promenade like this. Starboard bridge deck right there. Traffic star bridge. Whoops. Star underscore bridge. Oh my god, I'm already messing up typing a lot too. That starts to happen as it begins, you know, getting to me. 2 more rooms though. We're almost there. Starboard bridge deck. Perfect. Okay. The next room is the aft bridge deck. And then we have the interior, and then we're done with making rooms for the traffic. They will all be created. That line's gonna be so messed up. Is it not? Did I do it? I almost did it. Wow. I'm really bad at drawing these. I'm impressed with myself for that. Oh, I messed up down here though. Didn't go far enough. Oops, now I went too far. 2, 2, 1. There we go. Aft bridge deck. Back to here. Let's find some nice angles of this part. This one's... I think I just found one right off the gate. Kind of looking aft like this. Nab it. And then the next logical step from there is one sort of looking forward. Oh, that's cool, where you can see along the whole length of everything like that. Yeah, let's do that. I'm just going to stick to those two because I'm getting excited for getting images of the approach to Titanic right now. So I can always come back and add more images later on if I need to. And then there was just one room left to go. And that is this interior space here. Oh, I messed up right there. Let's see, 69. Yep, now it's fixed. And for this one, wait, go back. What's the ID I need to use? 2397. Gotta use 2397. 2397. This is the upper waiting room. Two, 397. So we gotta go add the games to this room real quick. Two, 397. There we go. The games are here. Thing reception room. Thinking. Oh, are you referring to my desktop background? Go away. Yeah, I got that from the syncing demo that they put out. Honor and Glory being they, of course. The old syncing demo from 2015, I think it was. I'm still torn between putting it in game or not. I might though, we'll see. But I also feel like doing that for just one room is a little weird. Might be better off waiting for, you know, the actual syncing to be out and maybe try and get some images from that then later on downstream. Oh no, I noticed a flaw. Also, I forgot to add the images to this room, but the port bridge deck, it's a little too big, so it's bleeding into the aft bridge deck, and the result is I've got this weird orange line right here where they're overlapping. Kind of looks nasty. That's something I can fix later, though. I'm not worried about that right now. Right now, let's just get the images in. So let's go add the aft images first. Aft bridge deck right here. Aft bridge one notch. Did I actually? Yeah, okay, I did save them off. Good. I'm losing my mind. There's too much of this. I have learned that it's best to build things like this out in small chunks, because if you go too much at once, it starts getting to you. It's tedious work, but it's so worth it in the end. I don't mean to complain too much, just cannot emphasize enough that it's tedious work. But we're on our last room now. Interior here. And this is an angle I've kind of had in mind since I first came into this room. Just sitting here, looking forward at all of the tables and that bar kind of in frame. J? Is there a reason we're typing J? Did I type J somewhere? Did I mess up? Or are we just typing J just to type J. I want to get a picture of the bar itself. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. I mean, it's not a bad image. I guess I might as well take it. There's no harm. And then back here. This is the part that's going to be hard to get a picture of, because this whole thing is so weirdly shaped, you know. I think one looking forward. One kind of looking forward like this is probably good. And then we'll see if any of them looking aft fit. But my guess is that the ones looking aft will actually... That's kind of not bad. If I go back into the corner, what's it look like from here? I think for here it looked better over here. I'll go with this. I think that's 4 images for this last room. So let's go and save them all off. Oh no, 5. It was 5 images. So we've got waiting 1 JPEG. I did .jpeg again. I don't think it matters, but it might matter. We'll figure out. Feeling that burst of energy now, knowing that the end is seconds away. It's restoring life to me. And then we'll get to do the much more fun task, in my opinion, of getting images of our approach to Titanic. Okay, there we go. That's all the images saved. If we come back to Room Manager real quick, we can stick them all in. Upper waiting room right there. Go. They're all here. It all worked. Perfect. And then the next step, real quick. The forward room. Copy all the food from it. Actually, I need to refresh. I forgot that. Forward waiting. Lower. Lower forward. Yeah, there it is. Lower forward waiting room. copy the food from there, and then upper waiting. Bam. So now if we refresh, we've got all our food in here as well. We're done. This step is done. We've created every room on the traffic. Hooray. Now, the next step from here, we've got all the rooms for the traffic, but we don't have images of the traffic's approach to the Titanic. So, I need to come to here. And we've got to spawn the Titanic into the scene. And this can be a bit of a slower process, but because it's got to load the ship in. It's a large ship. Where did it put it? Ah, over there.
Simulation is restored.
Okay. So now we get to actually steer the boat around. So, what are the controls? I haven't done this in months. I forget. It's one of the panels. Or, no, that's right. I just do it through here.
Autopilot
on. Oh, no, don't quit, don't quit. How do I turn the ship? We're going away. Oh. I forget all the controls, so I'm just gonna do it through here. Okay. So we want to get behind the Titanic a good bit. It spawned it pretty far off. We'll get in there. So the way this works, traffic doesn't want to go near Titanic. No. Most certainly does not. The way this works is I set up the scene. So we're going to be coming at Titanic from the stern. I know Nomadic has this fancy thing where it circles the ship and then comes back around. We're just going to be coming up from straight behind it. Kind of just like the America, or the Ireland. I always mix those two up, but it's like the Queenstown tender does. We're going to be coming up from behind, and actually we need smoke coming out of Titanic's funnels there as well for the scene. This is always my favorite part because you just get to, actually steer the ships around and watch everything in motion. It's just a lot of fun. It really did spawn Titanic on the worst possible side it could have, though. I mean, it's behind us, really far away. We need to be far back this direction that we're going in right now. Because then we're going to turn around and approach the ship from the other side. And there's going to be, I think, 3 sets of images we're going to take. One from when we first see the Titanic, one from when we get fairly close, like around the stern, and then one final one when we're docked alongside it. And those should be the 3 that we need. You know what? I also need to get the lights on Titanic as well. Whoops. That's the wrong button.
On board
Oh, there.
S_Titanic 2.
So there we go. Titanic's lights are on now. There goes the traffic way over there. Let's go back there.
SS traffic 1911 1A with Macron.
Oh no, I'm turning. Oh no. Oh yeah, that's right. You just actually use the helm. That's how you steer this way. I didn't necessarily mean to start turning us though. Well, we're getting close to the point where I want to be. That's Kyle Hudok's model? Yes. Yep, that's Kyle's model. Still one of the best quality ones out there. What's happening? What's happening? We're getting images of our approach to the Titanic. We're about to, at least. We created all of the rooms on the tender. So the last thing we're going to do is grab the images of the approach. Let's start going slower. I'm not piloting traffic well. No, I'm not. Really not. Okay. Whoop, I didn't mean to, not that. Oh, pause.
Simulation is frozen.
Okay. This is probably... Oh, stop ringing the bell.
Simulation is restored. Simulation is restored.
Okay.
Simulation is frozen.
I want to give it a chance to get the wake correct.
Simulation is restored.
I guess that's as good as it's going to be.
Simulation is frozen.
This is probably about the point where we'll take the first images from. So, one thing I'll point out.
On board R.M.S_Titanic.
So when I anchor Titanic to make sure it doesn't move, even though we have it running at full speed, it creates these annoying ropes. Really annoying for getting screenshots. So I have to unanchor it to remove those. But that'll cause problem for us a little later on, as you'll see. But so let's grab all our images. You got Titanic over there, smoke coming out. Looks nice on the horizon, so let's go. I'm gonna try and recreate this angle that you pointed out in the chat earlier. Yeah, right there. That's a good one for this room. And for all of these images, again, I'm not going to add them into the game right now because that's also a very time-consuming process and I've done way too much work already. But I am going to save them off. So this is castle underscore tide approach 1 is the shorthand I will use for it. Poor captain skills. I'm not good at this. You know this. No one should be surprised. Oh no, wait, you know what I forgot? I told you I would eventually forget it. Forgot to re-enable atmospheric glow. Here's our next image. Right here. 7 by 437. MU port bridge time approach 1. And then I think I need to potentially retake this with the glow. Yeah, I definitely do. The glow makes a big difference. There. That image is fixed now. Glad I caught that. So the nice thing is the starboard promenade here is like never going to actually see the ship, so we don't even have to worry about getting images for it, which is saves me some effort. For the stern here, I think the only way we'll see it is if we have an angle kind of like this from this far out at least. Now we go up to here. This is almost the same angle I actually took for one of the room images for this room. And we get to use it again here. The ship off in the distance. What did we name this again? Bridge, yeah, bridge. So this is 7 by 437. This is the aft bridge. Will be you want more angles on the outer decks? Yeah, that's something. Port bridge type of one. That's something. Wait, it already exists. What? More angles of the outer decks is something that I do want to eventually get around to adding. Port bridge. think I've mislabeled. This isn't. This is not the bridge. This is. Yeah. So now if I save this, it should work. I had mislabeled one of the earlier rooms that I took this image for. And this forward one, I'm hoping that we can still get this real nice angle looking forward over here. Looking off to the ship. Forward bridge. And then similarly from this promenade over here, obviously you can't see the ship, so we don't need to get an image for it. And then we go up here. Oh no, that's kind of interesting because the lifeboat almost blocks the view of the ship. You can kind of see it though. You can see it most clearly from over here. So I would guess an angle like this is best. This is the aft flying bridge. And then we got to get the forward flying bridge image, and then we can officially move on towards the next set of images. And again, we'll have two more. It's kind of blocked here too by the, there we go. That's the kind of angle we need. Right there, that's perfect. The next image we get will be closer to the ship, closer to the stern, and the final one will be when we're docked alongside it. Whoa. Oh no. No, I don't want autopilot. I mean, to be fair, the autopilot would probably do a better job than me. I don't want to mess things up. Okay, so we've gotten every image we need. So here's the tricky part. When we unpause the scene, so I'm gonna anchor the traffic real fast.
On board r.m.s_Titanic 2.
So when we unpause the scene, the Titanic's going to start shooting forward because we no longer anchored it. We unanchored it for pictures, so the result is going to be this.
Simulation is restored.
Even though I've enabled the anchor, Titanic's going to move forward a whole bunch. It's kind of hard to see, but we are moving. It's easier to tell when the other ship is here with us, but we've come to a stop now, I think. So now we're good to come back here and try and maneuver in towards Titanic. And okay, maybe perhaps foolishly, I'm going to release the anchor so we can start moving, and then I'm going to run into the other room and grab a drink while it's moving forward, and hopefully we won't crash into the Titanic by the time I'm back. So here we go. I'll be back in a moment. I'm back and it's like we haven't even moved. What happened? Oh no, we've moved. Okay, good. Good. I got myself a nice cherry limeade. The HMS off. The ability to let passengers turn lights in your cabin on and off. Whenever Honor and Glory is out and they enable you to actually turn lights on and off in every cabin, then maybe, yeah. Until then, though, we can't get images of rooms with their lights off, so that's a bit tricky. Okay, we're getting quite close now, so I want to be a little more mindful of where exactly we are. Because I would like to be... Oh no, we're turning to the right. Why are we turning? Okay, that looks better. No, now we're turning to the left. Oh no. We want to move real slow, because I might need to make fine adjustments here. Just make the room images darker. Sounded like I showered. That was the kitchen sink. I was washing my hands too, because they were a bit... Oh, we're too far over. They were a bit sticky from the other drink. I spilled a little. I'm too far over. We need to be closer. Oh no. I've messed up. I've really messed up. Okay, wait. If we turn 180... Like... Oh no. It's not letting me turn. I think I need to unpause it. Whoa. Did I just hit... I think we might have just hit the ship. It's okay. We're good. Everything's fine. Oh no, now you get to see how bad I am at this. Activate slew mode. There's a slew mode. It's more fun to actually try and steer. Oh god, I did hit the ship. Okay. I guess that means we're close enough. Actually, where do I want to get the pictures from? Okay, let's think about this. So, we're ultimately going to stop such that the flying bridge, forward flying bridge, is about level with this door right here. And also, let's turn off that atmospheric glow. So right here is about where we're going to end up. So I actually think I don't want to move closer. I think we're in a good position to get images right now. Goose drive. I mean, I've struck the ship. It can't get much worse than that, can it? Yeah, okay. So, since I'm happy with where we are, we need to unanchor the ship to get rid of the ropes. And now we get the images. I really want to have that notice sign visible. Where could we get that shot from? Here, maybe? Yes, here. We get the notice sign in this shot. That's cool. This one I think I want to have looking forward along the ship like this. Forward, you just forecastle, tie approach 2. Okay. Image from here. Oh no, I need the atmospheric glow back. There we go. I mean, I kind of like that angle right here. View looking up along Titanic's hull from the promenade. Yeah, when we are docked, I'll definitely get some nice images. Haley, hello. We're getting images of the traffic's approach to Titanic right now. So this is port. Time approach 2. From the stern next, let's see what we can do. Oh, the ship's still... That's kind of cool though. I kind of like... do I want to get the... Yeah, I think I need to angle it back kind of like this. 2 hours. We're very nearly at the time. I mean, I said that I would probably do this for about 2 hours, and lo and behold, about 2 hours later, we're getting close to the end. I'm getting better at estimating these. And once again, from this side, we can't see the ship, so no image for over here. Sorrowful farewell to anyone who chooses to stand on the other side for the approach to Titanic, because they're not going to get to see anything. Oh, what? Why did camera shoot down like that? Right about there. That's a good one. That's a... Some of the angles from here are maybe some of my favorite ones for any of the approaches to the ship so far. This is aft bridge, tie approach 2. Aware of the time? Yes, I am aware of the time. We'll be done by... Ooh. Oh, whoa, hold on. I gotta think about how do we do this? Actually, when we're up here... Oh, but I'd like... Let's go back. Let me replicate that. Somewhere along here is the most perfect angle. Should it be closer? I think it's a little more impressive if we're closer. Kind of like that. But anyway, yes, I am aware of the time. Don't worry. I know. We'll be cooking by 4:30. Unless I hit the ship again. And for this one, for this angle, this is the one we get to see the notice sign from. So I really need to make sure I capture that. Kind of like that. Oh, I can't wait to see these in game. With all the music playing too. Still gotta figure out what music I'm gonna play for the approach. I don't know. I've about used every Cameron musical cue by now. Okay, 2 more to get from this vantage point, and then we release we unpause and everything will go flying forward again, and then we'll readjust. Yeah, that's like so easy. It's this angle right here. No doubt in my mind. Titanic song because of me crashing traffic into the steering. I'll be sure to incorporate that into the animation. As the traffic sails by, you'll see giant scrape marks left behind and hear metal grinding sound effects. It'll be great. Oh, that's a really cool shot right there too. Okay. And last.
Simulation is restored at.
Oh no. Oh no. Wait, we're still moving. Stop moving. We're too close.
Simulation is restored at.
Oh no. We're still moving. I put the throttle to 0. Why? Okay, we might just need to wait for it and then pause at the perfect moment. There's the door.
Simulation is frozen.
Okay, I guess that's our final position. We're a bit farther away from the ship than I would have liked to be. But we're still moving even though I put throttle at 0, so I don't know what to do about that. So we're just gonna have to live with it. Let's get that atmospheric glow off, because I'm pretty sure now everything... The ship is blocking the sun at this point. So one thing I need to be mindful of now in all the pictures I take is that I can't show this door, because we're going to have an image of the walkway from the traffic to that door, and if we show in an image like, hey, there's that door, someone will complain that we're not being realistic. It's just how it is. Someone complained, hey, that door's open in that image, but in this one it's shut and there's no walkway. What gives? So for some images, we're going to have to be looking aft, kind of like this. Although, why am I starting here? I should be starting in the bow. How to frame this image? I kind of like that one, looking up at the ship. Sorry, for castle, tie approach, final. So we want one looking this, yeah, we can look forward from here. That's a pretty cool angle. There's this gigantic wall of steel next to you. Port tie approach final. Okay. Next we get an image from the stern. How to frame this one. I see. Why don't we use the Alex Bow model for exteriors? Simply because we've always used the Kyle Hudak one, so at this point it's more of like a consistency thing than anything. I think though, I'm quite sure... actually we've arrived at Titanic, so I can go here and do this now. If we go onto the ship and head into the sea deck promenade here, the interior one, we do use some of his images here. He's not properly credited because, again, I'm horrible about remembering to do that, but these are his images of this interior promenade space because they looked better than Kyle's model for this area. And I forget if we use them anywhere else. Who knows? If we do a big outer deck overhaul one day, maybe then we'll replace some of those. But for now, it's just a consistency thing. Ultimately, I'm hoping we can get most of our outer deck images replaced with Honor and Glory images. Way downstream. But one day I would like to do that. It's fairly new, yeah. I forget when exactly I did that, but it might have been after 2020. Yeah, the old images for that zone just really didn't impress me much, so it made sense for me to go and swap them to me. Remember my promise of cooking at 4:30. Yes, I know, we're close, we're very close. I promise that we're very close. Why did you hear A Perfect Day barely at all this year? Answer has an easy answer, maybe. I will give you in just a moment. Aft, bridge, tie approach, final. A real quick answer to that question. In game, the first song was replaced with On the Beautiful Blue Danube. I don't know how to say that. And the second song in the track list is A Perfect Day. So if you have shuffle on, you're more likely to first hear On the Beautiful Blue Danube than Perfect Day because of that. But also, we added something like 100 or 200 new songs to the song list as well, so there were just more song on selection, and that could also be part of why Perfect Day comes up less frequently. But it's still there. It's not been removed, if that's what you're worried about. How to frame this? I think we definitely want this one looking forward. Kind of like the idea of just looking straight forward, like this, so you can kind of see in parallel both. Seven. This one is port, bridge, tie approach, final. 3 more to go. 3 more to go. If we remove A Perfect Day, you'll seek legal action against us. It's not going anywhere. At this point, I think we would all be quite afraid of the reaction if it did just vanish one day. I think we've taken all the other ones from this kind of vantage point of up here looking forward, so I'm going to stick to that for this last one too. We'll go like this. If you search, like on YouTube, search for Titanic band music or Titanic orchestra music, I forget which one, but a lot of the music we use comes from, they have like White Star Line band playlists on YouTube, and a lot of our music comes from there, so you could find it very easily if you search that up. And I was actually wrong, we only have one more to get because this image is already done. So the last one we gotta get is from back here. think I want it to be framed kind of like this, focusing more on the stern of the ship, because we honestly don't have too many doing that. Kind of like that right there. I think I'm happy with that. Catch up on my chat as I save this last picture. And then I will give a very brief explanation of how I would go in and set these sequential images up. Aft flying bridge, tire bridge, final. Spotify. Voice acting for a cancelled syncing animation. That's interesting. So the process of going in and getting these rooms, these images added, it's fairly simple. All you do is, just like I was adding images in here, you can set them to run from a certain time to another time. So I could, for example, I could have an image run from 5 seconds into the game to 180 seconds into the game, or whatever. It's just a time range. So we go in and figure out, based on the animation, about when the ship is probably in these positions, and when we think it's hit the next stage where it should have the next image, we just use those images. So we would, for all the rooms we just made, add in these images from certain times to other times for those special approach to Titanic images. And then they show up in game, and they swap out, of course, as you're getting closer to the ship. And that would be that process. I'm not doing that today, though, because I have to go cook, because I made a promise, and also I'm at my end. I've done this for 2.5 hours. But yeah, that's how Nomadic works, that's how all the Queenstown tenders work, and that's how traffic will work. It's not going to change for this, so it's exact same process. But what this does mean, and let's just take a brief moment here to celebrate this fact, I guess, is that the traffic is pretty much, like, quote unquote, done. It's done. Oh, turn that music off. We've got it fully functional. I just need to go in and set those images up for the approach sequence, but we've got all of the rooms. We've got the interior rooms with food and games that you could play. All 3 decks have all of their rooms. There's a few things I need to fix, like this overlapping line, and just a few little minor things to clean up, but the animation's all there. I mean, I can real quickly show you that. The entirety of the traffic's animation is more or less complete now. It will leave the port, sail out a bit, approach Titanic, we do the zoom out, and then we're there. Cheese stream when? What are we cooking and does it involve cheese? So for me, it's a question. I don't know if my chicken has thawed because I put it out a little too late because I forgot to take it out this morning. My guess is that it hasn't thawed. If it has not thawed, I'm making burgers instead. Either way, Goose is going to be making steak. So we're having 2 separate meals. I'm going to either have chicken or burgers, and Goose will be having steak. And if I do burgers, it will involve cheese. So there's the answer to that. You wonder if Titanic will receive updated photos to see traffic. That's another thing. in my, like, I would like to do it one day bucket is I would like to get the inverse images. So, you know, we've just had traffic approach. Now we're up here on Titanic, and now you can see traffic down there. I would definitely like to do that one day, and it's feasibly possible to do. It's just time consuming and kind of challenging, mostly because of how time consuming it is. It's also just difficult to see it in a lot of places. Like here, you really need to be right up against the promenade rail to see it. So I think it's within the realm of possibility that one day we can do something like this. What I would really like to do is images when it's approaching, to have it visible from the outer decks there. You know, so while it's approaching Titanic and you're here looking aft on the stern, you can see it way out there coming closer. That would be fun. But then, yeah, also from areas where you could see it, like here, it's visible. I would like to have it visible. And of course, there's also the smoke that would be coming out from it if I did this correctly. By disabling the throttle, I also disabled the smoke, so that kind of broke, but you'd be able to see the smoke from quite high up on the decks as well. So things like that one day. That's more when we've added in all the features. That's extra polish on top of everything, but yeah. So I need to go see if I'm making chicken or burgers, and if I make burgers, as I said, it will involve cheese. And I think we're about at the end now. We've got the traffic more or less done. So I guess this is probably the last of this traffic building series. Kind of sad as that is. Since you people were here the whole time, and you were fun to interact with and helped make this process that is usually dull much more entertaining. I'll leave you with one final something here. So for Cherbourg, since we're going to have it open to third class as well now, we saw fit to expand it a little bit. And I'm not going to show you what all that involves, but we do have this new, used to just have Gare Maritime and the town of Cherbourg. Now we've got this Rue Gambetta area as well. And Rue Gambetta, if you look at the map of Cherbourg, it's actually this street right here, I think. It's one of the streets. I think it is mislabeled in this map, but oh no, sorry, it's this street right there, Rue Gambetta. It's really hard to see because of how low res this is, but Rue Gambetta right here. It's this street. And there's a post and telephone office on that street as well. So maybe that's one of the rooms you can explore. But yeah. So we've added that to expand Cherbourg a little bit. It's not much. Don't get too excited over it. It's just a few rooms, but it is new rooms leaning toward third class focus, since everything in Cherbourg has been first and second class focus so far. So that's fun, and it's fun to add more stuff like that. What's next? That's a good question. Traffic has come into being very quickly. What is next? I think I've got an idea of what I want to work on next, but I'm probably not going to say that out loud right now, because A, if I say it out loud and then it ends up not happening because something shifts or I change my mind, people might get upset. But then B, I also want it to be a bit of a surprise, because that one I'm probably going to work on my own without really showing any of the process off. And then when it's more complete, we'll do like a reveal trailer, and that should be exciting for everyone. So I do have an idea in mind, and I think people will be happy, since it's something people have maybe wanted for a while. So I'll say that. We're not gonna give it away, but if it all works out like I hope it works out, it should be fun, and I'm really excited to bring that to people. But I don't want to say too much and have people unintentionally give it away or something. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. But I am glad that we... Does it involve after syncing? No. I'll say that much at least. It is before the syncing. Confirms New York expansion coming 2022. I'm not confirming anything about New York yet. The thing I've got in mind is before the syncing. New York is after the syncing. But I also know that New York is something... I've got like a timeline in my mind of things, an order of stuff I would like to work on, and New York is in that sequence somewhere. Californian expansion. Yeah, it'll when you see it, it'll make sense, and I think people will be fairly happy with it. I'm not going to confirm or deny anything aside from just saying it's not New York yet. That is on the pipeline, but that's not being immediately worked on now that traffic and Cherbourg are done. Don't go get too excited for New York just yet. But that is, I'm quite aware that people want that. It is one of those things where it's more of a matter of when it will happen as opposed to if. Just at least know that. It's not like New York isn't going to happen or something like that. It's just a one-day thing. I'm rambling. I'm talking circles now. I think I need to go get food, and I need to step away from all this. It's been almost 3 hours now. Ocean floor expansion. It's the hell expansion, guys. I'm saying it. I've revealed it here. We're building hell. Everyone who dies in jail is going to hell. You heard it here first. Same thing yet. Yeah, New York will be added one day. I'll go one step further and say that. There's too many people asking for it for us to not do it. But it's all about the priority and the right timing for things. I still personally think that I like the way it currently ends with Carpathia, but everyone wants New York so much that, listen to your fans. Even if you personally don't think there's value in something, listen to your fans and maybe you'll find value that you never even saw there. That's my philosophy. Epic hell. It's not really hell. That was a joke. Don't actually go thinking I'm adding hell. It's something, though, that people will be quite excited by, I think. When you see it, you'll understand. I don't want to... I'm just talking in circles again. Hopefully, I can make some progress on that and get it out to you, like a trailer, I mean. By the end of the year, is my hope. I allotted myself until the end of summer to finish the traffic, and I'm way ahead of schedule there, so who knows? It might even be like fall. I don't want to throw out a date or anything like that. But I'll have more to show in good time. In good time. I'm sure Goose will enjoy the steak. Yes, yeah, we're gonna end this now. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. So, thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making this usually tedious process a lot more fun. And I'm glad that we could show off more of the behind the scenes of how we build up areas like this, since we'll take one more final moment to lament that the traffic is the final tender to add into the game, and now that it's done, there's no more tenders to add into the game. This is it. We're done after this. And then there's also no more boarding locations to build into the game either, aside from, possible expansions to them. So there's really, beyond like New York and a few of the other boarding location expansions that some people ask for. There's really not much more in terms of brand new areas to build up from scratch. So that's why I wanted to show off the traffic at least and have a record of how we do this so that people can know in the future just how and kind of what went into all of these zones. So yeah, I'm going to end it there. Thanks for being here for the building of the final of the tenders. I'm going to go get food now. And I think we're going to be doing another Phasmophobia stream soon. I'm also probably going to do a Sims 3 stream eventually. You know, a lot of people have been asking for that for whatever reason. I think they want me to make Titanic Voyage characters in The Sims and put them through horrible things. So we'll do that one day. Thanks, guys. I'll see you all later.